Things like that. Things like that. Things like that. Things like that.
It's all good in the long run.
Hello everyone, I'm Mount1976. Today's video is a request from Scubahooduk UK. Thanks for that, Adam. Now, the game I'm reviewing is E.T. the Extraterrestrial on the Atari 2600. People don't half request some fucking tripe. This game is appalling. I played it back in the day. My best mate, who I used to live next door to, had an Atari 2600 and he only had a few games. And this was one of them. This, Pac-Man, and I think he had Pole Position, which wasn't actually a bad game, but this and Pac-Man are atrocious. In this game, you control E.T. The game is viewed from a top-down perspective, and the objective of the game is to collect 3 pieces of an interplanetary telephone. The pieces are scattered around randomly throughout different pits and wells in the game. The player is provided with on-screen energy, which will decrease when E.T. performs any action, including moving, teleporting or falling into a pit, as well as levitating, just like he doesn't do in the fucking movie. You can regenerate E.T.'s energy by eating these like little brown things. They're supposed to be Reese's pieces. Reese's are these like little chocolate things. They're like nutty, got peanut butter in, they're like nut things. I've never seen them here in the UK. I mean, I don't know how long they've been in America. This game came out in 1983, so I would imagine, no, 1982, what the fuck am I on about? So I would imagine in America they've been out for years, but I never seen them here in England until, wow, I'm not sure, I think it was past 2000, but they're quite nice anyway, I like them sweets. So anyway, I'm going off totally the subject of this game. You've got to collect the pieces of the phone, go back so you can phone home. Now, this game was obviously based off the movie by Steven Spielberg. I personally have only ever seen the movie once. I watched it when I was a little kid. I thought it was a good film, but it's a sort of film that I personally myself wouldn't want to watch again. It was a film that took the longest to ever get to video as well. I think it took like fucking 20 years or something. Which nowadays, obviously films come out and they're on video, well, on DVD because we don't have videos anymore, within the same year pretty much. But years ago they used to take ages. So the reason why this game don't work is because it's, wow, the graphics, because it's an Atari 2600 game, are pretty shitty, obviously. I mean, that's what you'd expect because the Atari 2600 is really basic. And the game apparently was rushed. The guy programmed it in like 5 weeks or something. Stupid. And then Atari just basically, because they knew it'd make them money, they shipped it out, and they didn't, obviously the game could have been a lot better if it spent more time in development, but because it was rushed so much to get on the Christmas sales, for that year, it was never particularly any good, it was just a mess of a game, pretty much. I personally think this game's atrocious. I mean, is it the worst game ever? Oh, I don't know about that because I've played some games that are probably worse than this. I mean, this is shit. It's not a particularly entertaining game. There's nothing particularly good about it. But you can't really blame the guy who developed it as such because obviously he was rushed to do it, and Atari was more bothered about making money than actually releasing a good game. Which this is apparently one of the games that caused a video game crash in America. This and a few of the Atari games, because people just weren't going to buy video games that were shit, basically. People had lost all faith in it and just got sick of being ripped off with rubbish. If you get the feeling that things repeat themselves in the future, Activision, Call of Duty. Actually, did I just say that? Oh well. This game is terrible. I'll be looking at another game, Atari's Pac-Man, in the future. I think Pac-Man is atrocious as well. Is it as bad as this? It's probably better than this actually, because at least Pac-Man is slightly playable. This isn't playable because obviously it keeps you get anywhere near the pit bits or the wells, whatever they're called, and it will just throw you straight down the wells, which is unfair. When I played this when I was a kid, I didn't know what the hell I was supposed to be doing. The only reason I know what you're supposed to be doing now is because I've looked it up on the internet. Obviously, before I played this video, because I haven't played this game in it's got to be about 20 odd years, probably longer than that. You know, since we played it around my mate's house, it's definitely not a game worth getting. Apparently, there's loads of copies of this game got like dumped in a New Mexico desert or something. So it was Atari made more cartridges than consoles they actually had, which was quite stupid of them really. So they just ended up dumping loads of them and losing money. And one of the reasons why, you know, as I said before, the video game crash happened in America. That wasn't until years later when Atari had do a decent console with the Atari Lynx. And obviously they had success with the Atari ST in Europe. It sold much better than what the Commodore Amiga did, probably because it was cheaper. It wasn't actually as good as the Amiga though. But this game's definitely not worth your time. It's a complete shit game. Someone apparently has released a ROM hack of it where they've actually fixed it and made it more playable. I haven't played that myself. Probably won't want to look at it. Anyway, thanks for this request. I've got more videos coming soon. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on crap games. There's games that I personally think are probably worse than this, considering they're running on, you know, much better hardware and they're conversions of arcade games. But the next video I'll probably do will be Atari's Pac-Man. And thanks for watching. More videos coming soon.
Things like this, things like that.
It's all good in the long run.